Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our Final Fantasy Wave Exvius video. I'm going to be going over the news on the JP side. It was quite a lot of news, and as you can see here, probably from the title and all that kind of stuff, it's more than just Final Fantasy X, which is one of my favorite games ever. It's more than that, but there's a lot of Final Fantasy X news that we got to get into. So, yes, this is CG Yuna. Finally, she has a new unit, right? She hasn't had a new unit in a long time. And unfortunately, that means that the old one's not going to get an E-Vision Awakening, but at least this exists. I want to take the time very quickly, just a few seconds, to thank the people on my Discord who put this all together. Very professionally built. All the images and everything look really nice. And all this information you're going to be hearing from me is all verified by my translators and my Discord. So, just wanted to say that really quickly. Thank you very much. Anyways, so you got Yuna here. She has all the typical things that you get with EX. So, for example, EX1 obviously gives her Brave Shift. EX2 gives her Preemptive LB Fill, which is probably very useful for her considering what she can do with her Limit Burst. And EX3 unlocks her own VC, which unfortunately, they're doing that again like what they did with Sephiroth. And her vision card cannot be obtained by any other means. So if you never got her, then you won't be able to get her vision card. She also gets a 30% staff in peril, which, if you guessed it, that'd be very good for another evoker, a little lady called Luna Freya. Would be pretty good on that. So TMR is 30% summon damage, or it might be called something else on the global version, and chain damage 100%. This is not Lightning's STMR. This is the Tifa version of this ability, so it's not as good as it sounds. It's not the damage cap increase. It's just chain damage. So basically, it's like 6. It's hard to explain because it's not a lot of units. It's not really a fleshed out mechanic because not a lot of units have it. So I can't really explain it too well without spending like 10 minutes explaining it. So just know that it's not really that amazing. It's just kind of there. And the STMR, 55 attack. You'll see why it has attack. 55 magic and 60 spirit. Gains ability, increases mods 30 times to Limit Burst, which is insane because usually these kind of things are like, oh, it increases modifiers except for Limit Burst, which is phenomenal. So we got that. And on top of that, she also gets Evo, I'm assuming Evo Magic, and Evo abilities increased by 15 times. And to Yuna and Titus, they get 500 flat attack and spirit. Pretty good. Pretty good. Some of her abilities: cooldown 5 turns, cost 5 Evo orbs, aquatic spirit, damage mitigation to all allies. Pretty decent. Her Limit Burst in her base form has 100 AoE, 160% killers, which there's not very many of those. I think those do exist. I can't remember who has them, but I don't think that's new, but it's not common. Usually they're like 100, something like that, 150 maybe. And LB mods up by 30 times, so if that's permanent, that'd be really good, because if you get her to EX2, you get that right away, get those mod buffs up. If that's like 9999 turns. If it's only like a few turns, it'll still be good, but it's and AoE damage, light, magic 170 times mod. So I'm assuming that's a chaining. It could be a chaining, but it could be a finisher. Probably not, because that would be really strong. It is magic, not evoke, so maybe not. And our Brave Shift form, Magnus, Self-Light Amp, 30%, 280% Spirit buff, 200% Limit Burst damage buff, and LB Fill. The 280% Spirit buff is questionable. I'm not really sure why it's so low, because we have units that can do way more than that, so It's fine, but you probably would bring someone else who can do stronger buff than that at this point, like Aerith. And her LB is single target light evoke damage 90 times mod. And we don't know if it's a finisher yet or not, so we don't know about that yet. Titus is getting an Evolution Awakening of the CG version, so he'll be an SLB unit. It kind of makes sense. This one kind of makes sense because he basically is focused around his LB anyways, so they were trying to build off of that. And Waki is getting a 7-star form, so Titus has his normal LB that he always had, and the SLB is 135% water in peril and light in peril. Wow, I didn't see that. I thought it was only water. And defense break 80%, not that useful, but it's okay. Health, spirit, and beast killer 150%, and also 120 times mod with 50% defense ignore. That's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible. And EX2 gets the chain cap, 500% cap, and EX3 gets 1000 attack. Does he not already have? Oh, he's a TDH unit, right. He's a TDH unit because he has a 2-handed weapon. It's been a while since I used Titus, guys. So yeah, he is a TDH unit, and you'll have the 5 times cap with EX2. That's pretty fair. So if you have a whole bunch of them, well, don't fret because you can get them to Neo Vision Awaken for free in the event. If I'm trying to be understanding this, and the STMR 189 attack. And a 2-handed wield, of course. Ifrit, Esper, 100% stats. LB fill rate, 150%. 30% dodge, which I'm not really sure why that's there, but hey. And 50% LB damage. Now, if that's tied to anyone, that's pretty good for a 2-handed weapon. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's pretty good. And the ability, single target, water, physical, 130. Nah. Maybe this is Waka. Oh, this is probably Waka's. Yeah, I was getting confused because this is not. It didn't say. It just showed the picture, so I thought this was Caldborg. No, this is Waka's new STMR. Sorry, guys. My bad. LB defense and spirit break 87%. So if you didn't get Hawkeye, well, on the JB's version, and if you didn't get Venera. Or some other, like Kektarina, if you didn't get them, 87% spirit and defense break, 87%. Quite nice. This is not a super Olympus or anything like that. This is a 3-star unit to 7-star. All element in peril 120%. Wow. The bird killer 200%, not as impactful, and the damage is not impactful. But these two things here are pretty insane for a 7-star that is a 3-star unit. That's pretty incredible. And we have some equipment here. The typical equipment that you would expect from something like this. Now, if this ever comes, when this comes to the Chinese version, I'll be very grateful for all these things because I would like to have more equipment. But for my JB account, probably not gonna look at any of this stuff. But this stuff is good. Titus shards and his prism and some things like that, and STMR Moogle and stuff like that, so it's good. And you're able to get Waka and also 7-star Titus mats from the Kamari fight. And EX battle, typical EX battle with a crown available. And Nirvana gets upgraded in the Chronicle battle, and as you can see here, it's quite good with 50% Olympus damage and also 500 flat spirit static passive, flat spirit to her. Quite good. Unfortunately, I mean, it does say to all Yunas, but like the other Yuna I don't think she's getting reworked. If she does, that'd be pretty cool, but I don't think she's getting reworked. She was not mentioned at all. So, accessory, this accessory here, Spirit Killer, but only for Final Fantasy X and 10-2 units, but 50% Spirit Killer, pretty decent. And SLB Rikku will come. I didn't know it's this. 6th of July, so they're not even putting them on the same banner. Whoops. I really want to pull for Rikku, but now I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I thought they were both going to be on the same banner. Whoops. Why didn't they just make her CG then? Come on. Why didn't they just make her CG if they weren't going to put them on the same banner? I would have loved to see CG Rikku. You guys have no idea. I've been going crazy all day long. Finally, Rikku has a New Vision version. I've been seriously going crazy. You can't tell from my voice as per usual, but I seriously have been going crazy in the Discord. Everybody knows in the Discord I was going crazy. I will say as a criticism that her TMR and STMR are very bad. I guess maybe very is kind of a rough word to use, but I think that they're not really that amazing. Machine Killer, that's decent, but what are these doing? Like, I understand that's part of her design. Like, it's kind of lore based, but as an like this belongs like on a TMR. You can do that on a TMR, that's fine. You could have added to this. But this on an STMR, like, who even cares about this anymore? Even as a new player, I talked about this with some of my Discord members in the voice chat during the global stream, and I said, who even does this anymore? Even as a new player, this doesn't matter anymore. It's too slow. You get showered in cactuars and money anyways. LB Furry, it's fine. I just don't think, I think this STMR needs a buff. Now, if they do get enough complaints, they might change it, because they did change, as an example very quickly, because this video is already very long. Cindy's STMR, back in the day, there were some complaints on it, I believe, and they did change it to be quite a bit better. So I really hope that they change their mind on this STMR at least, because I wish they would be a little bit better. Because as it stands, there's not a lot of value in this. So I hope that this gets something else to it. This can be removed. This could be tied to this TMR, and this STMR could have something more valuable to it, because right now it's not very valuable. And her LB gives an HP barrier of 6k, which is pretty standard, but it's still good, pretty good. And general mitigation, we don't know how much, or I guess we do at 50%. Usually they don't give these kind of things, but LB fill 12, and also some regen. And the SLB gives 12k HP barrier, 75% general mitigation, and 20 LB fill and regen. Now that's pretty good. 12k HP barrier is quite good, guys. You have no idea how strong that is. 12k HP barrier. That's the highest in the game. And since Global did not get Dagger, that will be the highest in the game. No doubt. Unless Kresnik has something like that, because we don't know what Kresnik does yet. So Kresnik could have, like, you know, a huge HP barrier or something. I'm not going to say that. They won't. So I'm just saying, as of this video, 12k HP barrier is the highest in the game. Dagger was 10k. And anything below that doesn't matter. So that's a lot. Abilities, LB Flurry buff. So she kind of had this in her the 10.2 version, and LB4 Machine Spirit Killer buff 100%. Spirit Killer buff pretty unique. Machine Killer buff also pretty unique. So I think that's a pretty good thing if they're both on the same ability, of course. This is not free. Anyone can get this Vision Cardo. And as you can see here is the reason why it's not that special. The Spirit Killer though was quite good, and I like that they're starting to do this. They're trying to give out killers on vision cards now, like this. So this is pretty good. The level 4 is whatever. The level 7 is quite good, and there's not really any tanks or anything like that in the game that would like to have the level 10, but it's just okay, I guess. And there's another EX battle with another crown for Rikku. And there's Rikku tickets from the login. Nice. And they spoiled the I don't know why they did this, but they did spoil that Oren is becoming New Vision in the next raid. I still don't know why they revealed this. I guess it's just, unlike Global, they just revealed all the hype. Get hyped now throughout the month. So I'm assuming, just like Rikku, this is probably just gonna be a New Vision base Orin. You guys can say it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. I will say that the original Orin's kit is way outdated at this point. It would need a huge rework, So just make him a Neovision base. He'll be something more interesting. Maybe he's like a Vaughn, for example. He could be like a Vaughn because like in the game, he kind of is like a breaker and also like someone you. At least in my playthroughs I made him like a provoker type cover type unit type thing, enhanced. But I don't know to the extent of what it will be changed to because it really needs a big change. The attack even back when it was released was kind of bad. So I'm hoping that they do a pretty good job with that. So Yuna will cost 3k per summon, which is good. Hopefully they stay this way, but I don't think they will. I'm assuming they'll probably go back to 4.5 or 5k in the next few banners, but 3k per summon is very good for now. And I got some rewards here, 5k lapis, some UOCs, some transcendent pearls, and a lot of other things. 10 pulls for daily for 20 days, and apparently Final Fantasy X only. They've been actually doing this recently with collaborations. There's a free daily pull, for example, for Legend of Mana, and you can only get that franchise pull. So if it's a blue, you'll get Papoy, for example. If it's a yellow, you'll get Prim, stuff like that. New Vision Orin will be available when he's released. That's great. And here is the meat of potatoes. This video is a very long video, I apologize. But let's quickly get into it. So these question mark crystals are finally going to be done with used for something, and also this so this key here will be able to unlock vision cards, the vision card slot for 7-star units. But keep in mind these are very limited. You can't just get these, so you have to use them wisely. I would highly recommend not getting this, even though I know a lot of guys are free to play. I know a lot of you guys want to have something like this, having 7-star vision cards. But you also this crystal is tied to that key and that cactuar that you can see on the screen right here, which we'll be talking about very soon here. Oh, here it is. So you can exchange for these. So the golden cactuar thing there, the Emperor cactuar can raise the level cap from 120 to 130. So this is what I mean by you gotta be very careful about this. 7-star, you're free to play, you're 7-star, you have a lot of 7-stars in the game, you want to unlock a vision card. That's great. But raising the level cap from 120 to 130, for example, on Sephiroth would be phenomenally. He probably would be able to get 8.5, 8.6, 8.7k attack. I just find that more valuable than any 7-star equipping a vision card, for example. So I know you guys want to have that idea, but it's tough because this is not free. I guess technically it is free, but you can't choose. And you can't get both of them. I'm sorry guys, you can't get both of these items. So unfortunately that is what it is. And raising the level cap will instantly give you to level 120 or level 130 if you use this item, from my understanding. And you can reset it by using the cactuar eraser, but there really isn't any reason to do that yet. The only reason you'd want to do that is if you're not wanting to do them to get them max level anymore, I guess. As long as your level cap is 120, it can be increased to 130. 7-stars can be uncapped to 130. One Emperor card, cactuar gives 1 extra level. For now, cap is 130. And Emperor cactuar and Emperor racer are unsellable, of course. Why would you want to sell them? And unit that is uncapped by Emperor card and is somehow destroyed, sold, will not come back. So try not to do that. But I think you guys got a good handle on that. Make sure you guys are locking all of your vision card, or make sure you guys are locking all of your new vision units. MasterCard, like I said, you can lock a vision card slot for 7-star units, and this is the end. So this is gonna be apparently this is gonna be all the rewards for us: 5 Gigantic Cactuar cards and 5,000 Lapis. All Prism. I'm not gonna say everything here because this video is 20 minutes long. Okay, guys. So we got some good stuff here. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this. I'll be reviewing all these units as I usually do. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. I know this was a very long video. I really apologize for that. I was trying to get through everything quickly, but I also want to explain stuff too for you guys. So make sure you leave a like button. Make sure you click on the join button as to check out my new membership page, as I just revamped the icons. So make sure you guys check that out, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Peace.